After all of this, I have seen some very interesting responses to some of the coding that we've done in File.io. And one of the big things is two things to understand. Number one, you will be able to see the data in the file. We've talked about that pretty often, but there's no limit on how many lines are in that code. One day it might be 5, next day it might be 50, next day maybe 45. So I'm going over a couple of the no-nos that I don't want to see with File.io that I have personally seen as an instructor on going over this. And one of them is reading all of the data in the file in one shot. So this particular file had only 9 values in it. They still did the while loop, but the while loop read all 9 of those values. So how many times did that while loop run? Once. Okay. Now, they could have done it this way. Matter of fact, here's the worst part. Notice they had to create all of the variables for it. What if it had 10 lines in there? What if it had 6 lines in it? This is going to blow up. Whereas this is going to do the exact same thing, but we're going to reuse the variable num in order to do what we're doing. Looks like we're doing some averaging and totaling. Okay? So notice, you don't know how many lines are really going to be in the file, but you know the pattern, and you probably are going to know what data type is going to be in there. But don't, for better choice of word, forgive me, manhandle on exactly reading in everything verbatim, because it is going to change. And that's our no-no number 1. Here is our no-no number 2. They literally use a number to say how many lines are going to be in that file. Again, we don't know. Have C++ figure that out for you. Have C++ go through and use a for loop and try to read it in. And if something's there, great. If something's not, fine. Have C++ do that, but don't use a for loop to exactly pinpoint how many variables or values are in there. That's not going to work. And it's very restrictive because, again, if there's more or less, this loop doesn't care and it's going to blow up no matter what. So use the while loops that we have. And again, do not assume you know how many lines are going to be in the file.